What did we tell you? It would be winter weather further off towards the east on your Snowplow News Norcast weather video here. Brian Ivy. Winter weather advisories, warnings, watches. Some spots seeing a few to even several inches. The chances there for a half foot of snow in spots across northeastern PA into the Appalachians as well because of this big trough, huge cold air dump settling across our area that will gradually move out throughout the weekend. We do moderate. We get fairly mild again across the east, very warm across the southeast. But look at all this cold air in Canada. It's going to churn. It's going to definitely excite itself. It'll come down at times here and there, but it really loads up. And once we get towards the start of December, here it comes further in towards portions of the middle of the country and enveloping much of the east. So southeast, you got the ridge, you're spared, but everywhere else, this looks like a very cold type of a pattern for at least a few days here and there. This is our pinwheeling storm here throughout the day on your Thursday, pushing from Chicago to Indy and dropping further off towards the south. Complex system along this trough, this other low spinning around, cold air injection. There's your heavier snowfall with even some lighter snow into the Tennessee Valley. Wrapping around portions of Lake Ontario, Lake Erie, more snow dumping on into early Friday with a little bit of lake effect enhancement. Marginal temperatures, so not everything's going to actually accumulate on all surfaces. You can definitely see still plenty of green there. And then that starts to rotate away and fade away. Got a system across portions of Calgary to Winnipeg. You got plenty of systems hitting the west coast. Pacific is active. Lots of snow into the higher terrain, but not much else going on really through early to middle portions of next week. Maybe a little bit of lake effect with a East Coast rain event possible. So yeah, a lot going on. Definitely a pattern change. Everybody's getting a ½ inch to an inch or so, 2 inches of snow falling from the sky. Maybe a quarter of that accumulates on pavement, maybe a half of that on grass. But this is the area that could certainly be much more than a couple of inches. We'll keep a close eye on that. As you go further off towards the west, yeah, definitely some accumulation there as well, in towards portions of the Dakotas and back towards Calgary, and significant snowfall into portions of the Sierra Nevada. Talking feet and feet of it for sure. It's going to be an overall fairly wet, active pattern for the next, let's say, 8 days, and then it'll start slowing down and becoming a little drier across the east once we go 10 plus days out. So wind is going to be a big story with this event as well. Widespread 30 to 40 mile per hour wind gusts with 50 to 60 mile per hour wind gusts possible here and there as that low kind of, again, pinwheels around, and you have multiple different lows to cause multiple areas of pretty gusty winds. So hold on to the britches, hold on to the hats, watch your your trash can as well blowing away to your neighbors. It's widespread. That's a big windy system for sure, with some amplification in the passes and the higher terrain. And with that wind, it's a cold pattern. This is the feels like temperature for the next several days. We're talking lots of 20s and 30s, even some below zero temperatures once you get up towards that Canadian border. Yeah, a few intrusions of warmer air here and there, but for the most part, it is chilly for the next week plus. Something to keep a close eye on. But we do get an injection of a few days of warmer air across the east. Once that moves on through, this cold air across the middle portion of the country and the northwest is going to anchor itself further off towards the east. So watch out by early December.
Your Norcast weather update.